We are coming to you live from an undisclosed location atop the Rocky Mountains in the beautiful Pacific Northwest of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dark Wolf, and this is Dark Wolf's Den. I first need to figure out what has happened to my microphone. I know I must sound 1,000 miles away. There we go. And grab the chat real quick and see if anybody decides to join us. Guys, we have a problem. I did a video about this about a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks ago now, and how we as especially Mandela affected community, but how we in general have been kind of being attacked lately. And for those of you who haven't heard the news today, if you haven't, you've been under a rock. Hey, Helen, glad to see ya. But for those who haven't heard the news today, YouTube has decided it's their turn to crack down on pretty much anybody they wish, or anybody telling real truth, not holding the main narrative that they would like to send forward. So hopefully my screen will be sharing correctly. So there's an article, and you only need one because, as you know, if one these places puts out an article, they're all just parroting each other at that point. It says, YouTube will crack down on toxic videos, but it won't be easy. So this is bothersome in many ways. We've seen people already getting attacked and being shadow banned and all these different things on YouTube. But now they're coming out and telling us what they're getting ready to do. And guys, it's not pretty. YouTube is trying to reduce the spread of toxic videos on their platform. That in itself is a very vague and broad term, because what I consider toxic might not necessarily be what you consider toxic, whoever you may be watching this video. So that right there, who's defining toxic and what's good and bad? I already don't like the sound of this on the platform by limiting how often they appear in users' recommendations, as if they don't, pretty much do that already. The company announced a shift in a blog post on Friday, writing that it would begin cracking down on so-called, quote, borderline content, end quote, that comes close to violating its community standards without actually crossing the line. So now you don't even have to violate the community standards. They're just going to screw with you anyway. I haven't been in a lot of suggestion bars, and I haven't been really getting a lot of push from YouTube since I've had a channel, because I'm not as big as Scarab, and I don't use bots and things like that to frame my channel up in lies and all that. But we'll continue. We'll begin reducing recommendations of borderline content and content that can misinform users in harmful ways, such as videos promoting a phony miracle cure for a serious illness, claiming the earth is flat. I'm not a flat earther, and quite frankly, those videos annoy the piss out of me. But that doesn't mean they don't have the right to speak their point of view. Or making blatantly false claims about historic events like 9/11, which what that actually means is questioning the official narrative of 9/11 or anything as such. The company wrote, "These are just a few of the examples of the broad array of videos that might be targeted by the new policy." According to the Post, the shift should affect less than 1% of all videos on the platform, which is a pretty blatant lie unless you, I don't know, maybe I just look at a lot of conspiracy videos, but there's a good bit of them out there about every topic, and there's a lot of good topics. No worries, Helen. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. Yeah, it's really worrying and extremely bothersome that they're deciding these things based on what, another bot's thought and algorithm? Social media companies have come under heavy criticism for their role in the spread of misinformation and extremism online, rewarding such content and the engagement it gets by pushing it to more users. The way YouTube's supposed to work. In November, Facebook announced plans to reduce the visibility of sensational and provocative posts in newsfeed. In other words, they're going to determine what you get to see and what you don't get to see, regardless of who posted it. What it comes down to, guys, is we are being basically torn down and having our voice shut down. Hey, Michelle. Having our voice shut down without purpose for no good reason at all. Just because the mainstream media losing a lot of viewers, viewers and people working for them and things like that. They're having to hit layoffs. Why? Because their lies are starting to get to them. Truth is coming out on the internet. And they don't like it. So now they've decided that they're going to stop what is not an official narrative. If you aren't towing the party line, guess what? Your channel is not going to be monetized. Your channel is not going to be pushed by YouTube. Your channel is not going to have any interaction unless it's organic and you can push people to your channel and hope like heck YouTube is allowing them to watch those videos. And I guarantee you they will stop notifications too. Guys, this is a problem. We are seriously being targeted. And it's only a matter of time before Mandela effect falls into this category. Right now, in my opinion, we're safe. We're showing pretty strong proofs. You can't say it's historical inaccuracy when we're showing the historical documents, for instance. We're not claiming history is different than what the documents say. We're claiming it's different than what we remember. So I think we're safe for a moment, but it's only a matter of time before we get locked into this. Only for the simple fact that we're called a conspiracy theory, we may not be safe. I'm only assuming right now that we are. But we've definitely got to start speaking back and letting YouTube and Google and any other platform who wants to shut us up know this is not going to work. They want the mainstream media's narrative only. They want what the government says push only. They don't care what we feel, what we think, what we want. SMQ's talked about this today. I've seen a couple people talk about this today. They're removing some. Oh, yeah. Michelle and I have been working on an extensive investigation into YouTube and these shadow bans and subscriber and viewer numbers. And we've actually found out quite a bit thus far, which we do owe you guys a debriefing on that. We will get to that. My friend Michelle, you have my promise on that. I haven't forgotten. But people are getting unsubscribed from channels just willy-nilly. They're unringing their bells just because they don't want some information out. Again, I don't agree with the flat earthers. I'll be the first to tell you I don't. But that doesn't mean they don't have a right to voice their opinion and show their evidence and at least tell what they think in a free and open a way of being. Now, they might not be right. They might be right. I could give two craps less. The point is, they've got the right. Just like I've got the right to make this video. Just like Michelle and Doc Michael and Hackmicron, I like that. And anybody else, Helen or anybody else has a right to make a video and put it out here. We've got the right to have our work seen just like any mainstream media or any celebrity or any NPC out there. And yeah, I use that word. I know you guys I don't normally use that term, and I'm a little heated right now because if there's one thing that I cannot stand, it's being censored, especially in my personal life. In my private or my business life, I had a boss one time that said we couldn't use certain words that could carry a secondary notation. And I'm talking about I've worked in a restaurant. You're talking about restaurant stuff like crackers and things like that. Now, yes, some words carry secondary connotations, but I would use these words in every way that he could not get onto me. Push that line to let him know I will not be censored. We will not be censored. This is something we have to stand up against. I'm not calling for an uprising. I'm not calling for violence. I am calling for us all to write to YouTube, to let YouTube know that we will not stand for this. Switch platforms. If everybody switch platforms, or like Unirock was saying earlier on his video, quit giving time to these people that are lying to you, these people that clearly cannot show you evidence. I make it a point every time I make a video to show you guys the evidence of everything I'm saying. And I ask you, if I'm wrong, to please show me. And nobody so far has stepped up to the plate. And if you ever do, I'll gladly admit I'm wrong. And no problem there. That's how we learn. But now I can make video, and just like always, because I don't have 7,000 subscribers like some other channels, Scarab and all these bigger channels, my work don't get pushed. My work don't get subscribed. My work gets hidden and shadow banned, and I actually get people that swear up and down they were subscribed to my channel, but YouTube decided they didn't need to be. Well, now it's getting worse. Now YouTube come out and said, yeah, we're doing that. Matter of fact, we're not even going to share your stuff because we don't think it's right. It was bad enough that they put us on, or put those little banners at the bottom of all these videos, and I don't even know how many mine's got. I don't go back and watch a lot of my stuff, but they put this little, like, I know you guys have seen them, official story of 9/11, the official story of whatever the topic may be, and I bet I just earned one right there by saying those words. Whatever the trigger may be for your video, and you could just say the word one time and you get one of these little stamps at the bottom of your video. I know you guys have seen them. Every time I see one of those, every single time, I send feedback, and my feedback has gotten nastier and nastier every time. I've been very clear with them what I think of their censorship and the way things are going, and how I feel about their little ads. And I've let them know everything I think about them more than once in these little feedback blurbs. I'm pretty sure they don't read them. Then again, maybe that's why they keep my channel hidden. I don't know. I'm surprised you guys got notifications I came on. You notice there's all of 7 people here. If this was, say, Scarab's chat, we'd already be up to 90. If this was any other big ME chat, the ones that don't get messed with by YouTube, we'd be up to 100, 200 people by now. We're sitting at 8. I'm not complaining. But the point is, YouTube should not have the right to do this. Their job's really, really simple. We make videos. They show the videos. That's their job. And to let other people know we're on. That's YouTube's job. That's all they're supposed to be for. And they claim they have no political side while holding a political side. You see channels like RFB and what's another good fear with John X Army and Marfugal. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying this is what they do. They're fear porn. They're conspiracies. I guarantee you they won't see a drop in viewership. They're too big. And that's what really aggravates me. These people who are pushing, you're all going to die. You're all going to die. Everything's bad. Everything's going to go to crap. They get hundreds of viewers. I bring you a theory or a good idea or just talk about the Mandela effect at all, I might get 100 views on a video if I'm lucky. I share my stuff on Twitter. I share my stuff on Facebook. I follow all their little tips and tricks. And I think the last big view count I had was 200 views in a week. And every day I watch people put out a video get 200 views in an hour. And I can only help but think it's because either I don't know what I'm talking about, which we all know is garbage, or I'm talking too much about stuff that is just too smart for other people or too important for them to put out. I don't understand. But when I seen this article today, it really, it really just irked me to no end. I've been a quote conspiracy theorist or studying conspiracy theories for the better part of my life. Over 25 years. This is what I do. Mandela effect has become my number one, but conspiracy theory in general, I've been with for over 25 years. And I've seen small attacks here and there, but to have a blatant attack by Google and YouTube and all these big platforms against questioning the narrative, guys, this isn't freedom. This is Marxism. This is communism. This is you will toe the party line or else. Because right now, if they're just not suggesting us, what's next? They started out low. A ban on conspiracy theory? A ban on the word conspiracy? A ban on anything that isn't party line? If I dare say climate change might not be real, are they going to just totally delete my video for me? It's not right. They came after the Nazis. They came after the Jews. I said nothing. They came after the blacks, and I said nothing. They came after the Mexicans, and I said nothing. They came after the Chinese, and I said nothing. Now they're coming after me, and there's no one left to speak. We don't want this scenario. If we don't say something now, and I'm not pushing uprising and violence or none of that, but if we don't say something now and at least try to make our voice heard, we will never be heard because it'll be too late by the time we're able to. Guys, let YouTube know, let Google know, let everybody know. Post this on your face, not necessarily this video. If you want to, that'd be great. Post it on your Facebook, post it on your Twitter, post it everywhere you can find. Let them know we will not stand for this. Let them know we're tired of them telling us they're going to censor us or else toe their party line. The little guy says nothing now, the little guy will be stomped out later. Sadly, it's become the American way, if not the global way. I know I've been ranting for quite a while, and I know my videos lately have kind of gone into these rants, but somebody has to say something. Thank God SMQ stood up and Unirock has stood up and blatantly said, hey, this ain't right. But again, I like what Unirock said. Stop supporting these channels that you know are lying to you. These channels that you know are fear porn. I get it. Fear is fun. Watch a horror movie. That's what they're made for. True, it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. Absolutely. YouTube, please stop censoring us is no longer going to work. Appreciate that, Whiskey. Got to get it out, Ranton. Appreciate that, bud. If more and more people, YouTubers, viewers, it's the viewers that make and break it. Honest to goodness, it's the viewers. We can make videos all day long. That does nothing without the viewers. It's you guys, and including myself. I'm very much a YouTube viewer. Very much so. If we watch what we're watching, and by that I mean if we go to a channel that we know is presenting nothing but fake Mandela effect after fake Mandela effect after fake Mandela effect, things that just don't vibe with us at all, period, for weeks on it, we need to stop supporting that channel. If we go to a channel that's telling you you're going to die, you need to get prepared, everything's going to go to hell, you might want to stop watching that channel. It's these channels right here, the ones that are putting out stuff like Richie from Boston and again John X Army. I love the guy, but he does fear porn. If we continue to watch and push these channels, it's these guys that are going to make us look so bad. Alex Jones has done nothing for us. His yelling and screaming has done nothing but make us look like the biggest retards out there. Thank you, Jones. You've got people like Michael Vera, who I absolutely love. Late Night in the Midlands Radio. What's going to happen to his channel? Are they going to stop pushing his work? Because he built that thing from the ground up by himself. Is it right that YouTube would stop pushing his work just because they don't agree with a daily topic? What about these bigger radio show channels that are trying to bring you truth? What's going to happen to them? I'm not necessarily worried about Coast to Coast. They'll be good regardless. But you got people like Vera and others who have built their station and their network from the ground up. Here, Doc Mike, here. And to censor people just because, oh, well, that may or may not be true, or we don't think that's true, or heaven forbid we discuss aliens. Oh, my goodness. Which is, okay, while I'm at this, I've got a video coming out later, maybe not tonight, but later on, why I think the flat earth conspiracy got started. I'm just going to lay it out there in a sentence. NASA started the flat earth to stop people from looking into alien life. Period. If they don't believe space is real, aliens can't be real, and we leave them alone. But that aside, that's a conspiracy theory, right? That's a conspiracy theory that puts NASA in a good light, but it's conspiracy theory. I'm not worried about my channel, like I've said. I've been shadow banned from day one. They don't like the Mandela effect, and they sure as hell don't like people trying to figure it out. And that's what this channel has been based on, is theorizing and figuring out the Mandela effect. It's only a matter of time before we're grouped in. Because from day one, Mandela effect has been grouped in with flat earth. When I found it back in 2015, there were 5 or 6 videos maybe, and every one of them had flat earth attached to it, which really made me not want to watch it even back then. I haven't even heard of the thing before, and the words just bothered me. But anyway, we've been roped in with them for a long time. Like it or not, I personally don't, but we have. So if they're going to be shadow banning flat earth videos, I guarantee you Mandela effect videos will have the same fate. Anybody questioning 9/11, anybody questioning Sandy Hook, anybody questioning any official narrative will be banned, shadow banned. And when they realize that this isn't going to work, they're going to they got to increase it. Instead of not showing you in your news feed, they're not going to send out your notifications. Or how about we just don't even let anybody know he exists on YouTube? If you know about the channel, maybe, but besides that, they aren't going to push your content at all. That's what it's coming down to. And as long as we let it come down to that, that's what it will come down to. It's not right. It's not good. And censorship on any level is not good. I don't agree with a lot of videos I see. Woo-woo is conspiracy. It's paranormal conspiracy, but it's conspiracy against reality. That's what led me into conspiracy, was the paranormal and the woo-woo. Basically, back when CNN and all these guys were invited onto YouTube, what, about a year or two ago? And then they decided we don't have the right to share the MSM fake stream media coverage on our channels. How dare we do such a thing? We knew then it was going to be bad. but they have all the money. They're the ones pulling YouTube's strings now. YouTube used to be an organic creation that we could use. Now it has become, you're going to say what we allow you to say or else. Guys, we need a different platform. We need to come up with a new way to get our information out there. And we need to let all the other platforms know we will not be pushed down. We will stand our ground. Just remember, guys, and I'm going to end on this note. It's going to be a short stream, and I very, very much appreciate everybody who's been here. Whiskey Coltrane, Dr. Mike, Yellow Sun, Hack Micron, Bubbles, Michelle's Opinions, Crazy World of Normal Helen. Anybody that's been listening in the background who hasn't been able to chat, thank you so much for hanging out and being here. Agreed. I've heard this many times tonight. If you're not getting flack, you're not over the target. Here, here. Now that we are getting the flack, we need to shoot back. You don't just take the shot and run. You shoot back. You defend yourself. It's time that each one of us who's watching this video, whether you're watching it now in chat or later on after it's been up, please write to YouTube, post on Facebook, post on Twitter. Let them know this will not be stood for and you will leave their platform. If we all threaten to leave, they might say, ooh, we can't afford that many losses. If we stand up for what we believe, we will be honored. If we quietly sit back and watch them do what they want, they're going to do what they want to us. And eventually, we won't have a voice. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening to this rant. I very, very much appreciate your time. Yeah, right. How dare you use YouTube for what it was originally made for? Here, here. Here, here. Wonderful note to end on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. And remember always, stay awake, but dare to dream. Bye, everybody.